Today's episode of On Tap is brought to you by College Peep Show. Head on over to their website at repcps.com to check out their newest selection of hats, hoodies, tees, and drinking apparel. Use code ONTAP for 10% off your entire order. That's ONTAP, all capital letters, all one word. Back to the show.
Money, dude.
Cut, print, shut the gate. We're going home.
Click it. All right, look at that. We are back again for another episode of On Tap with the Boys. Today we have three boys, Sam, Tyler, and Cody coming in here. Cody, what do you got to say about today? What are you looking
normal.
Like? The new normal.
For the people that are on audio only, Tyler and I are dressed as Girl Scouts. Today,
phenomenal.
We absolutely killed the Girl Scout game. We put up a story and event on our Facebook page that we were going to help sell some Girl Scout cookies, and I think we absolutely killed it. We right around that 300 mark.
Right around 300 boxes of cookies were sold today, which I did like some of this really short math and calculations, and that comes out to like 5 people with type 2 diabetes, I think, is how it comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I bought 5 of them, so count me in.
You're up in there, dude. That's the thing, you know.
At $5 a box, we made the Girl Scouts $1,500 today.
That's a good point. I never put that into perspective on that point.
Yeah. We kind of made a dent in the Girl Scout market.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, too, how many hundreds of girls in this area sell Girl Scouts?
A lot.
Girl Scout cookies.
A lot.
It's crazy.
A lot.
And I was thinking about that as we were outside waving the sign as cars were going by. We were out front of Don Julio's, by the way, here in town. Shout out Don Julio's. Thank you for letting us come outside.
They support us like crazy. And
they
we
do.
Really
It's
appreciate
unreal. We were waving the sign out front, and I was thinking about that. Like, some of these people, you know, it's like any sales of any sort.
Yes.
Like, they have to be loyal to their brand, right? If you got a niece, if you got a cousin, if you got whoever that sells Girl Scout cookies,
You buy from them.
you
have to.
basically can't buy from someone else.
Well, I already told you or whatever off air, but like when we released that we were doing this, I didn't realize how cutthroat Girl Scout cookie sales are and how competitive it is, not only between troops, but like within the troop, between the girls of like, I need to sell this amount to get this, and it's pretty cutthroat out there. And
It is. It's nuts.
it's a challenge.
Enemies
nuts,
are
actually.
made.
Enemies are made for sure. And that's the biggest thing, you know. Sometimes your biggest enemies are your closest friends.
Well, it's kind of like when we were in elementary school and we did those little fundraisers.
Yeah.
Like me and my sister, it was a fucking war for family members, for friends. Like,
Really?
Oh, yeah.
How big of a difference is it age-wise for you guys, you and your sister?
She's 1 grade below me.
Oh, okay. So it's right there. So, but
Yeah.
you were selling at the same time. So like the way my mom did it, like my brother's 2 years older than me, but she always said like we just did sales and just split it right down the middle. Like it is what it is. And my mom usually did it. You know, we always sold off of these just like cheesy ass like and the Girl Scouts do the same thing. There's like a prize sheet of what you get for how much you sell and stuff. And that's how it
Right.
was in elementary school, at least what I compare it to. I've never been in Boy Scouts. I've never been in Girl Scouts until now. I'm a new honorary member. I love it's the best part about this world changing and being progressive and how you can be who you are is that you can be 25 and be in the Girl Scouts.
We've been inducted as honorary Girl Scouts, according to the troop leader. What was the troop number again?
Oh my God, she told me once.
I don't
but
remember.
Dude, it was like
Shout
5
out.
digits. It was 5 digits deep, dude. I thought we were gonna roll with like 3 digits. You know, no. There's a lot of troops out there. It's a big deal. But
Sam, were you Boy Scout or anything?
No, I wasn't.
were you any part of any sort of group?
Yeah, motherfucker, you're coming at me like I was a loser.
No. We did an episode. We did an episode, and I don't think you're on it. If you were part of any groups when you were younger.
I mean, I played sports, but I did a few camps at the old fur post as a kid.
Oh hell yeah!
That was the place to be.
You like stay there overnight or what?
No, I was way too scared for that.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to sleep at the fur post when I'm like 7?
Did they do that even?
No, it would just be like a week of day camps. We would come in, you'd spend a whole day there, then your mom would pick you up, you'd go back the next day, play like, I better get my terminology right, Native American games, and we were taught food that we could eat from the...
Is that what they were called?
We're on the
actually?
edge
That's
right
what they called them. That's what they called them.
No, dude, I think it's more like pioneer.
No,
games,
dude,
I think
no.
you're more thinking pioneer.
No, dude, I'm not kidding. There was a game that we would play that the Native Americans played, and we would light it up. It was like some broom stuff. It was cool.
Okay, some broom stuff. So like when your mom came and picked you up, it's like flick a switch. All right, we're back in the 21st century. And then the next day, okay, it's 1883 again. We have to figure this out.
No shit. When I was a kid going to the fur post as a field trip, I legit thought that they still operated as if it was like 1743 or whatever the hell it was.
I don't think it's that old. I think it's more like mid 1800s.
Really?
Or late 1800s. Minnesota wasn't founded till the late 1800s.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
I don't think so, bro.
Jamie, will you Google that on your phone for us?
Jamie. But yeah, I think the fur post is actually slept on for Pine City. Like it's a pretty cool place. I've only been there once in my life.
I don't know how they stay open, honestly. It's like people aren't going there.
I think it's
time.
government funded.
Is it? It has to be.
Otherwise, there's no way. It's not like they make money there.
Because a historical
So
place.
okay, so what is it exactly? It is literally an old trading post that was on the Snake River here in Pine City, and going there as a kid, like for field trips, we would always go there. And I remember literally, like I said, I was like transported to that time.
Yeah. It was
And
a
I
time
was
machine,
like,
dude.
dang, I remember thinking like, oh shit, I think my dad's got some traps. Like if I get some beavers, I could bring them in here and get one of these knives.
Yeah, I can trade a beaver pelt for this.
I remember thinking that, and I did not realize that there was no separation. I'm just like, dang, okay, this is how these people dress here.
You're like, oh, I can beat my wife? Cool. These are the times I'm teleported back. This is wild.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
Because you go in there and they're like mowing grass with like a scythe.
Yeah.
And like doing crazy shit.
And as a kid, you wonder, like, do they go home and act like this? And
I
I definitely know what you mean.
I know somebody that worked there for a long time as one of the people or whatever, that she went to work every day and you just pretended like it was the olden days.
No kidding.
She was an actor or whatever you call them there, you know?
Really?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah,
Holy.
that's like a job that people have, is to go live there.
I went on a road trip. It's what? Oh, you have a... Oh, dang.
1804.
1804.
So it was in the 1800s. I wasn't far off.
1800s. Dang.
We're getting old, dude.
It ain't 1804 no more. I can
No,
tell you
that's
that.
for sure, man.
I can tell you that,
different
buddy.
times, dude.
You think
but
they were crushing up closet wine and getting drunk on the field?
I don't think they were hitting
field berries?
vapes. I don't think they were hitting vapes. They probably were railing some snuff, like the good old days, you know. But just weren't doing it the same back then.
Mango jewel pods were still a thing. 1804.
Just smoking a straight cigarette, no filter. That's the life.
Do you think they even had tobacco up here?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
That's what
dude.
they probably traded on the
Traded
Dreamboats.
for tobacco. They get like just a quick Nick Buzz.
I would
and then-
hope so.
And then boom. Here's a beaver pelt. Here's a Nick Buzz. Here we go.
Dude, that's how it went. You buy like a big log of chew that you just bite off of.
Really? It's like a salami stick of tobacco.
You know what
and
I'm
just-
talking about? Like,
No, I don't.
it's like you see it in like Western movies. It's like just a big stick they just bite off, and then that's
like
how they chew.
like Red Man style stuff. You know, the stuff it in your.
I think I just heard the
Yeah, I
door
did too.
open.
I was just gonna ignore
The
it.
ding?
We're getting raided right now.
The police. This is the police.
Yeah, we're swatting. Isn't that what's? Yeah, we're getting swatted.
Dude, this
right
would be the best episode ever if we got swatted. Mid-record, I mean, what else could you ask for?
Honestly,
That'd be kinda sweet.
that would be pretty good. It'd be good for publicity.
Yeah, we got
No such thing as
clickbait
bad
right there.
PR.
Yeah.
We got rated live on a podcast.
Yeah, but to circle back to the whole Girl Scout thing. I mean, we're still here. Cody absolutely killed it with very short term costumes we made here. And
Yeah, this
I
is
think
dope.
It's incredible. You killed it with these green berets. Somebody literally thought we were green berets today. They're like, dude, shouldn't you be in Ukraine? You need to be
I did
fighting
say that.
wars.
One thing that really surprised me, like I heard you say it earlier too, like how many older guys were like really homophobic
Yeah.
about us just wearing wigs and skirts.
I never thought about the very progressive town of Pine City of
kinda
3,000
weird.
people. I didn't think they would be so homophobic, you know. I didn't know they'd be so against. I feel like every car with a man over 60 was just pissed off to see us.
Yeah. And they were all driving like brand new Chevy Silverados.
Not to stereotype, but yes. But yeah, it was fun. It was all fun and games. I mean, we're all here with these amazing badges. We started fires. We were selling Girl Scout cookies like crazy. Do we get a badge for selling cookies?
I don't know. I
mean-
should ask Carrie, the leader of
Well,
that troop.
here's
Oh
the
yeah, there's definitely someone upstairs.
Oh yeah. So here's the thing. They said that like the person that sells the most in their troop sells like 1,300 boxes, We just sold 300 today.
1,300 total for the year.
That's what she said. Is the top seller.
Dang, I wonder how that works. You think so? We had 2 of the Girl Scouts with us.
Yes, they split it right down the middle. So each
they
one
did.
of them got 150.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how they. I asked them about it. I'm
That
pretty
makes
sure that's
sense.
how they
That
do
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah, they do it together and split it.
It was actually kind of nice having 2 real Girl Scouts there, because me dancing out there with the sign, like spinning the sign, looking like an idiot with like a wig and a skirt, it was way less weird when they thought like, oh, they're helping them kids out.
Yeah.
Versus was just like, okay, this is weird.
If we were two
Just by myself.
if we were 2 fully grown men cross-dressed selling cookies, it would have been way worse without children around, which is the craziest thing to say. Like, that's a very controversial statement, but just like you would think it'd be weirder when there's children.
Dude,
but
that's so true. Like,
Yeah.
I thought about it from that perspective, and that's like the only way you can get away with it.
that's the only way we could have done that. Is
That's like
having these kids
working the angle of like us helping them. I mean, that is what at the end of the day, like, yeah, we did it. Like,
Well, it's not like we were working the angle. Like, it was all for them. We didn't. All we did was sit there and,
yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, we are using it for content too,
Yeah.
So like, we are getting something out of it, but we filmed it, we made some content out of it, whatever. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it was to help the
Yeah,
local Girl
absolutely.
Scout troop. How many Girl Scout troops are in Pine City? Even, do you know?
I think there's only one, because she said there's a girl in Rush that's in the same troop as them.
Oh, okay. Oh shoot! We filmed a skit.
Yes, we did.
That'll be coming out on Thursday.
I told them that. Yeah.
And what did they say to that? Because we're like kind of shitting on Rush City a little bit in that.
Yeah, I told them we thought there was a rivalry, like shitting on Rush, and yeah, I guess there's a girl in Rush that's part of their troop.
Oh, that is funny. Oh well, whatever.
Fuck Rush City. Whatever. Who cares?
Sorry. Sam, you bought one of everything, it looks like here, huh?
Yes, I did. I thought we could show them all out here.
What?
Maybe we
So,
could-
like, my whole life, I literally grew up on. Can't even say that word. Can't even say it. It's not politically correct.
Caramel Delights.
Pepper Mill Caramel Delights, and Thin Mints, or what do they call Aunt Jemima now?
I don't know.
It's
Isn't it still Aunt
Mill.
Jemima?
No, it's like Pepper Mill.
Oh, they
Farms.
changed the name?
Yeah.
I thought they just changed the logo.
No, there's no Aunt Jemima anymore. That's racist.
you
so
think they're gonna just change the logo and keep Aunt Jemima?
No. Yeah, I thought the name stayed the same.
Have a random logo and it's just Aunt Jemima.
Yeah,
I guess,
but it's
yeah,
a
that
dog.
doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. So now they can't do Samoas no more, because apparently that's not politically correct. So we have Caramel Delights, which that is not proven that that's not politically correct. But we have Caramel Delights and Thin Mints. My whole life, that's what I grew up like. I didn't really even know there was other kinds of cookies. But the Girl Scouts, man, they were out here broadening horizons, just expanding themselves. And we have 6 different kinds now? I mean, what is this world coming to? Absolute.
Isn't there more than 6?
At least we were selling 6
Well,
today.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
gluten-free kind, dude. I mean, health.
so tolerant.
Health. This
so
is health.
tolerant. Is there any
They're
dairy-free ones?
progressive.
Does any one of them have dairy in it?
I would assume all. Well,
Good. Otherwise, I'm going to blow up this bathroom.
you're not lactose?
No, I'm not.
No.
I tolerate it pretty good.
I'm a big lactose tolerating guy.
My fiance is pretty lactose intolerant. And I'm like, you know what? Just tolerate it.
Yeah.
That's
Quit being
stupid.
a pussy.
Just
dude.
tolerate the lactose already. My God.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know
it's
what I
not
mean?
that hard.
No, it's not.
So here's.
I mean, at the end of the day, you eat some milk, you get bloated. What's the big deal? Give me a break.
It's worth it.
What's your favorite one out of these ones that you got here, Sam?
Ooh, this is gonna be a hot take, but I gotta go with
really
Lemon ones.
I
lemonades,
never
baby.
thought that was gonna be your answer.
And if you think any different, you're wrong.
I don't think I've ever
that
had
simple.
the lemon ones.
Oh, well, let's crack one out.
Yeah, we'll try to do the bare minimum of mic noise with that. Oh, you already have it open. You're ready.
The lemonades.
Okay.
These are my favorite ones
want
to
one?
eat with.
So it
yeah,
looks
I'll
like a lemon.
Throw me one of them.
Can I
These are
put
my
this-
favorite ones to eat with milk.
Oh, can we cut these in half and put these in Long Islands?
Oh, slices. The Girl Scout cookie slices.
Oh
What's
my
your
God.
review? Have you ever had these?
No. Dip these in vodka. Good vodka lemonade.
Oh, that would actually be really good.
The soggy
they're
lemon
gas.
cookies and vodka.
These are my favorite ones to eat with milk.
I got
You like-
5 boxes. I only opened one.
You
That's
take
how
a
you
bite.
know.
These are pretty good.
You take a bite of these. You take a sip of milk. Let the milk saturate the cookie in your mouth.
Why are you saying it like that?
What do you mean? Why are you saying it like that?
Milk.
Did I say it weird? Milk?
Maize.
Milk?
I say it weird. I
Anyways.
just want to call you out because you call me out every
Take
time
a
I say
bite of this,
anything.
take a drink of milk, and then you let it saturate your mouth. Boom. It's like a slushy. It's like a beautiful Girl Scout cookie slushy.
It's like stuffing, this like soggy bread.
Can you hear that?
ASMR.
Yeah, I can hear that. But I'm gonna give it up to the girls because realistically, I am absolutely shot right now. We've been outside filming and recording stuff since noon, and I am dead, dude. I'm done. I'm ready for bed. I'm ready to just give up on life right now.
I feel bad. I feel like this is going to be a lackluster episode because we're not really bringing the heat.
It already is. I'm already ready to dip out at bathroom break, dude.
I've been dancing for 3.5 hours on the side of the road holding a sign that says Girl Scout cookies and margaritas.
I'm not going to lie, dude. I was looking over at Cody, and it was so cold. His face, like, you know how your cheeks get red and your nose gets red? He was getting to the point where he had, like, blue in the middle. It was, like, blue and then red on the outside, and he looked like a freaking skeleton, bro. You looked rough.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You aged, like, 20 years selling Girl Scout cookies, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, you were looking rough.
I didn't know that. When you said, like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. What's up, dude?
Yeah, no, you don't look okay, dude.
Well,
Do I
look like
still,
a zombie.
Do I still look weird? What?
Nothing. You don't look good, dude. But your fiance shows up by the time this airs, wife, and
No.
yeah,
No.
okay, no, never.
We're getting a
I don't-
divorce. We get married on Friday. We get divorced on Saturday.
That's controversial statement. Is somebody smoking in here? Okay. All right. Controversial statement. Yeah, I'm thrown off now.
All right, wait. I got something I want to say quick. Speaking of how Cody looked out there, I'm not going to lie. From the back view of Cody, he was looking pretty hot. That wig was working with that little skirt.
Hey, would you?
I think would.
You got to shout out again.
I get him a shout out on the pod. Build your
hate
clout, brother.
I hate that.
He hasn't.
I'm actually. Hold on 1 second.
You're gonna mark that so you can clip that. We haven't. He hasn't messaged me lately. Actually,
That's good because I'm done giving that guy clout. Next time he messages the page, sorry, dude. If you're watching this or listening to this, I'm sorry. I'm gonna block you next time you message us.
that's all right. Just message me directly. I'll bypass him.
Cody's marking it so he can cut it out. No, I'm just going to bleep his name. We'll leave it in there so people know, like, hey, they don't know his name. Whatever. Fuck them.
Joke them if they can't take a fuck is what it all comes down to, dude.
I don't like them.
So you guys asked me my favorite cookie. Mm-hmm. Tyler, what's yours?
Well, here's the thing. My favorite cookie is the Caramel Delights. But they have a new flavor this year, and they've been hyping them up like crazy. These Adventurefuls, they've been hyping these up like crazy all day, just selling them to me like crack. And apparently they're like a brownie base with like a sea salt caramel drizzle, and I'm pretty hyped to try them out. They said it's like like the Caramel Delights, you can rip a whole pack down, no sweat, and be hating your life. Apparently these are so sweet that you can't like eat all of them in one sitting, and that's actually better. Like, I don't know, for me that I can't eat.
Oh, they're so sweet that you can't.
Yeah, like it's like too like, I don't know, salty.
130 calories and 2 cookies.
Bullshit. Oh my god. Dude, this is, oh my god, these are so bad for you. Holy shit.
Dang.
Dude, it's like 1,000 calories per box.
No, more than that.
Well, what's 7 times 140?
7 times 140?
Yeah.
There's only 7 cookies in the box?
No, there's 7 servings per box.
Oh, I see. Over 700.
Good call, dude. That's good math.
So, Tyler, from what you just said about sitting down and eating a box of these, I cannot make this up. Last weekend, I bought a box of these exact cookies.
Yeah.
And on Tuesday evening, after work, I opened it, And I did, in fact, eat the whole box in one sitting.
They good?
Dude, they were too good.
Really?
I couldn't stop.
That's the problem with Girl Scout cookies.
They're worse than Oreos, bro.
Yeah, for sure. We had a car with some guys roll up to us, as we're dressed as girls, and Cody was telling this guy, he's like, I got my Girl Scout cookies. This is like legal crack, man. This is my legal crack. And Cody's like, yeah, let's go get our illegal crack now.
And the dude in the back seat just smiles. Just the most raggedy looking teeth I've ever seen. He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, shit. It was kind of funny.
As they peel out in their Civic, dude. It was awesome.
I was almost wondering if that car even had heat.
I don't know. I think they were airing it out. Yeah.
They had some illegal crack floating around in there.
Yeah, they definitely had the heat in there, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them people that we seen going by, like, that one dude he was walking to Walmart.
Yes.
We're yelling at him. We're like, dude, come buy some cookies. He's like, you need money for that. I'm like, what? Okay. Like, that's weird. You're walking to Walmart.
He
right
must
now.
be saying he's broke. Is that what he's
I'm
saying?
guessing. Like, that's kind of the route that I thought he was going with it.
We picked up most of the people. That's the only guy walking that we didn't get to come by.
Yeah.
Everyone else
actually.
I was walked by and bought cookies because we haggled them enough to come buy cookies.
Jesus.
I mean, you killed it with the haggling, like, or whatever you want, heckling. Sorry, sorry,
chasing
dude.
the cars at the stop.
Yeah.
It was funny when like the light would turn red because they'd build up a big line of people. And then I would just like run up along the cars and just like make really awkward eye contact, just staring at them, like, come get some cookies.
Yeah.
And they couldn't turn away.
The best part about, I was talking to the troop members about this, is they're like, yeah, get used to it. Everybody just ignores you when you do this. And it's like, yeah, when you see Girl Scouts selling Girl Scout cookies, you just walk past, head down, do not make eye contact. Just get through. At least that's how I do it. Like, I'm guilty of that. Like, when I go to Walmart and I see Girl Scouts selling Girl Scout cookies, I'm just like, don't look, don't call me out, because you're gonna get me if you call me out.
The strat for you is just don't look.
Don't look. Just go.
You got something else going on.
Yes, and that's exactly what was happening to these people, and it's hilarious because when they stop at the red light, we get them, and they were just like trying not to look at us, like trying to not pay attention to us, and we were just.
You see some people side eyeing, like it looks like they're looking out of the corner of their eyes. Like you're already looking at me. I can see you're looking at me.
Yeah, I got you.
Like what?
I got you.
It's
I
the
got
weirdest
you hooked
thing
right now. Yeah,
it's really weird.
It's like when you see a homeless man at a stop sign and you're right across from him and you're just sitting there just trying not to look, and they're just like sitting there with their sign, need money, need gas, and I'm just sitting there like, please God, don't look at me.
Yeah, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Come up to my car. Oh, that's where I get the most anxiety.
I always pray like, please stay green, please stay green, please stay green. Like, yeah, or else you're just stuck there, and then. Not saying it's stuck. Like it sucks. Like they're in, whatever. It's unfortunate.
I know a lot of people whose strat is like they're walking by, they're just pretending like they're on their phone so that they don't have to talk to someone. And then they just breeze right by the line, breeze right by the front line. And that's brutal of them to pin these little girls on like the front lines of this sales escapade.
I fold every time.
I
every
do too.
time.
Yeah.
If a girl, if she comes up to me and asks me, do you want to buy some Girl Scout cookies? I'm done.
Yeah. Well, that's how I was too. I didn't buy any all day, and then right at the end, the troop leader's like, "Hey, did you want to? You never asked Tyler if he wanted to buy any cookies." I'm like, "Fuck." All right, I'll take one of each. So I bought one box of every kind too.
I do every year. I always spend anywhere from $50 to $150 on Girl Scout cookies every year.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you're
a big charitable guy.
Big balling, big flexing guy.
Big charitable donation guy. Mm-hmm. I mean, what can I say? I just like supporting the troops.
Got to help out the locals, help out the kids. It's all for the kids for sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Speaking of supporting the troops, I stumbled across, we were talking about last episode, talking about the war talk that's going on right now.
Dude, it's bad.
I stumbled across this video of this chick who has made a TikTok account famous based on finding abandoned Russian war vehicles and like showing Ukrainian people how to start it and run it and operate it.
Yeah, how cool is that?
Really?
It's crazy. The video that I saw, she was like getting in a tank, showing people what levers to flip and what buttons to push to get the thing running and how to operate it. Like how to like drive off in this Russian tank.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So here's what I thought of from last week's episode. Do you think, or whenever that episode, do you think that I feel like last episode is going to be just like our episode when COVID first started? Like we were joking about COVID. Oh no, I have COVID. Like I feel like now we're
Like
just
it's
gonna,
not going to
like,
age well.
No, I don't think it's going to age well.
Like-
I think we're going to be in a nuclear holocaust here very quick.
You think we're on the brink of like another world war?
I don't even know about brink. I think we're there, dude.
Really?
They're dropping vacuum bombs and shit, dude.
Really?
They're committing freaking war crimes.
No chill.
They're bombing straight civilians over there right now. It's not good.
I seen they were like bombing hospitals and shit.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, as soon as the U.S. steps in, that's when it's serious.
That's when it's World War because everybody's going to step in as soon as that's it.
That's insane. That's actually crazy. I was on TikTok again. I seen this guy talking about how we were talking about going on Snap Maps and clicking on Ukraine.
Yep.
There was this one snap of this dude literally just chilling in his apartment, just raging. And it was just, he had just this party going on, but it was like only him and a couple other people. It's just lights flashing. He's getting wasted, whatever.
I'm not going to lie. If I have not tried that many drugs in my life, but if there was bombs landing all around me in my country, I would be absolutely tripping balls, dude. Like probably not tripping balls. That's probably not a good idea. But
you would purposely do drugs just at that point?
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm going to die.
Way more scary.
I think it's like, I'm going to die.
That would be way
let's
more
party.
scary.
It depends on the drug.
Yeah. But I think it's like, I'm going to die.
Let's
live it up.
Let's say acid. You would.
Oh,
you
God,
would,
no.
You would drop acid intentionally,
No.
knowing there's a fucking bombs going off around you.
Honestly, I think
it.
I would drink, if anything, because that's where I'm the most like, fuck everything. I don't care what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, I suppose
Just
live for
cool
the
and-
night, dude. Wild for the night.
Wow.
Fuck being polite.
Well, have you ever seen, I'm sure you've seen Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep.
You know, the scene where they're on the yacht and it's about to sink and Jordan Belfort's like, I will not die sober. And he makes Jonah Hill's character, whatever his name was, go get his Quaaludes. Ever since I heard that line, like every time I've been in a situation where I thought I was going to die, that's the first thing I think of.
Just get fucked up. That's what I'm going to do.
I don't want to die sober.
That's actually a really good point.
What was that video you were telling me about where like they got into a car crash in the Uber?
Oh my God,
What
that's
was that?
hilarious. There, this guy got in a car crash in an Uber, and he must have been just jacked up on adrenaline.
And the chick was crying.
The chick was crying.
That was driving.
Yeah, the Uber driver. She's crying. She said she couldn't feel her legs, and the guy he's like, why you crying? Girl, we about to get paid right now. And like the cops came to the window and he's like acting like he's like, oh, my legs. I can't feel my legs either. No, I'm paralyzed. he's like looking out of one eye, like winking at the camera. We about to get paid. It was so funny, dude. I was
Get
just
the bag.
dying
Get the bag.
laughing. Yeah. As this girl's like this worst day of her life, but that's how car crashes are, just adrenaline. And I think that's how to be in war too. Just adrenaline.
I've actually never been in a car crash before.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not fun. I don't recommend
Not
it.
even like a fender bender?
Unintentionally, no. Intentionally, yes. Like in high school, our friends used to we used to ram into each other's bumpers all the
Yeah,
time.
we would just hit each other in the parking lot all the time.
like just
But-
smash into each other's
I
cars.
think you've talked about it before, Sam. You got fucking crashed like your first day you had a license.
All right. First of all, I didn't have my license yet.
Yeah, tell that. You tell that on the pod or no?
Yeah, I think I told that story, but we can tell it again if we'd like.
Refresh my memory here.
So I'm 16. So my birthday is August 4th and August 9th. I took my new car out that I got for my birthday for a little ride, just for fun, see what happens. I'm driving. I go down the road a little bit. I turn around. I get onto, my road is right here, and I'm at a stop sign at an intersection just to cut onto my dirt road, where I'm completely safe. And in my head, I was sitting there thinking, hell yeah, I made it home. Let's fucking rip. Let's do it.
Home free. Fucking give her the sauce.
I put her down. I have no idea how fast I was going, but I was just celebrating making it home safe. I'm going fast as fuck. All of a sudden, I start fishtailing. And I didn't even have my license. I'd only been 16 for 6 days. I started fishtailing. In my head, the best thing to do at that moment was hit your brakes. Obviously, the wrong thing to do. I'm completely sideways, going probably 60 miles per hour. I go in, I hit my neighbor's mailbox, jump their culvert, do a full 360 onto the other side of the road, and then I'm just sitting facing my neighbor's house right side up.
You're like, fuck.
And I get out of the car and I'm like, holy fuck. I turn around and there's this lady who witnessed the whole thing running down the street. And she just falls to the ground. She's like, oh my God, lay down. How are you okay? And I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then she comes up to me. She's like, don't worry. I called the cops. Like, that's the worst thing you could have done.
Don't call the cops.
That's what I told her. And she called the cops back. She's like, actually, we don't need you. And they're like, well, you called. We're coming. Cops show up. Dude, okay, this is next podcast. I have the written report of this. I have everything the officer said, I said, and how it went down. I'll read the whole thing on the podcast because it's fucking hilarious. And I go in an ambulance, go to the hospital, whatever. I go to court, and I didn't have my license or anything, and I'm a little fucking kid. I'm wearing a Dragon Homecoming t-shirt into court. I go in, they stuck me with a little community service, 6 months probo, and I was on my way. Got my license a couple months later.
Yo, here's the thing. Here's the best thing. They can't take your license away if you don't have a license.
She's like, do you have your license? I handed her my permit. She's like, this is a permit. Is this why you didn't want us to come? It's like, oh my God, dude, I didn't have anything. I was just 16, dumb, never talked to a cop in my whole life.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. Oh, the best part about the story. So my dad is a fucking hard ass. So sorry, Dad, if you're listening, but he has hardcore little man syndrome.
Ooh. Hot take. You're just going to get him fired. Does he listen to the pod?
I don't even know. Sometimes he critiques things that I say or do. But I don't know if he listens to them in their entirety, but he's the definition. He's a screamer. And I'm sitting in the hospital bed, and my neighbor, Rick Stolp's, sitting there with me, and my dad walks in, and my heart rate is hooked up, and it just starts going off the walls. I'm freaking out. We get home. I'm still covered in glass shards. That day, I was supposed to mow the lawn. I immediately walk out to the shed, mow the full lawn, and weed whip it in the same clothes I got in my rollover.
Right from the hospital, just straight to the lawn mowing.
And he didn't say a word. He was like, yup, good idea.
You know what the problem is? That because he wasn't mad, he was disappointed. That's the scariest
That's the
thing.
worst. That's like
no,
when it
that's
hits
what
you.
he did because he was always a screamer. He walked
Yeah.
in there, he didn't even yell a bit, and that's what really got me.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's scary when that happens.
What's
That's
the
when-
most trouble that you've ever gotten into with your parents?
That's when I got arrested.
In Stearns County, that time when I was with you?
About that. Yeah.
Okay. God, I'm trying to think of what was mine.
When I got my minor, too, it was pretty bad. My parents were, just like disappointed, very disappointed.
I was actually really surprised. So I got a minor when I was like 15 years old, and both of my parents were like, really didn't care. I was like really surprised by that. Not that they didn't care, but it was like, you're in trouble. You already got reprimanded. You know, like I had to do community service and
For
pay
one
a
minor?
fine. Yeah, I was.
I guess
I was
you were
15.
yeah.
I had to do like 120 hours community service. I had to pay a fine of like $500, which at the time was like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm in debt, you know? I'm like, damn, this sucks. And I was like, no one was going to help me pay this thing, you know? So I'm like, dang, I really got to work to like do this. And then I had to take a course. I had to take like an alcohol course. And then I had to like get this certificate. And then once I got the certificate, I had to mail it to the state to prove that I had taken the course.
You know what I think? I think you should get arrested because that's kind of lame. You should go to jail or something.
I did get arrested when I got the minor. They didn't take me to jail, but they...
That's not arrested then.
Well, okay, yeah, that's fair. Well, I got put in cuffs. Yeah, I got put in cuffs, put in the back of a squad car, and I was like 3 hours from my mom's house, and the cop
Did they
drove
make you drive in cuffs?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's so uncomfortable.
This was like
cuffs behind or in front?
it behind, and this
that's
this
fucking
was
rude.
like 3 hours from my mom's house, and they drove me all the way to my mom's and made me like call my mom. But it was
That's
like
just a waste of taxpayers' money at that point. That's 3 hours of gas and that fucking cop.
when we got caught, it was like 2 a.m. And when we got into, this would have been in Grand Forks. My mom lived in Grand Forks. When we got into Grand Forks, it was like 5 a.m. And I like get a hold of my mom and be like, coordinate a drop off.
Yeah, right.
So like my friend Nick was with us, and me and him were the only ones there that were under 18. So like everyone else just got minors, but we got like I wouldn't really call it arrested, I guess, but we got cuffed and put in the back of this squad car. His parents were in the Boundary Waters for the weekend, and he was staying with us. So like they wouldn't release him to my mom because that's not his legal guardian, and he's under 18. So they literally brought him to this like juvenile detention and made him stay there until his parents could come pick him up.
Shit.
And it was like literally all weekend. So he was in like kid jail all weekend.
That's horrible.
It was terrible. I would have hated to be him.
Well, I really hate to do this, guys, but can we take a bathroom break? Because I actually have to head out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
all right,
fine.
we'll take a bathroom break, and we'll be right back. I appreciate it. You guys can finish this off without me. I appreciate it.
It's time for a bathroom break. The boys will be right back.
All right. We're back. We're without Tyler, but we picked up another one. Jay, we've had him on the podcast a couple of times. We had him off camera here. He was just chilling behind the scenes. He informed us. We were talking about the fur post before. Your grandfather found the fur post?
Correct.
Explain to us how the hell that works. Hold on, let me fix this mic for you.
All right. Ooh, that sounds weird in my ears.
So it's like it was like burnt and abandoned, and your grandfather just stumbles across this freaking fur trading post from 1804.
Well, yeah, when he was a kid, the family lived in town. Back before the Muni was there, the family had a thing there. It was the blacksmith shop at the exact location the liquor store is. So every time I go to the liquor store, it's like I'm going to visit family. And
right across the street over here, the municipal
over here,
liquor
you
store.
mean?
That's the
Muni's
Robinson
over
Park.
there, buddy.
That's the
Robinson
Robinson Park.
Park's over there.
Other way. That's the front door of the studio here.
Oh shit! Oh wow! Yeah, the stairs are. Over
I know
there.
it's kind of weird layout
it does
down
turn
here.
you around when you get down here, don't it?
So you're saying Voyageur, the bottle shop here?
Yeah.
That it used to be a blacksmith shop?
Yeah, my mom's got a picture of the old blacksmith shop there. There was like a
What?
horse or something outside, and there's trees around it and shit.
Like they'd make swords and shit?
No, Cody, we were beyond that by the time that blacksmith shop was there. But no, like wagon wheels and different things. Like the family's always worked metal their whole life. It just made sense to them for some reason. And yeah, we had that. I believe I've heard stories at one point in time the family owned Froggy's too. It was a tobacco store. Back in the
Really?
day, an old tobacco shop. Yeah.
This used to be a bar.
No kidding.
This building here, I guess. Yeah, because we have a random door. If you go to the back of the room here in the studio and you open, there's this like a random door back there. You open it up. There's like a cellar door up that used to go up below what is now the sidewalk outside, and they used to drop the kegs down below underground, so they didn't have to bring it through and down the stairs or whatever.
Yeah, all right.
So, anyways, fur trading post. Sorry, I didn't mean to get.
Yeah, well, when
here.
my grandpa was a kid, he used, his whole life, along with the family, we always found artifacts and things like that. It was kind of something we did, and he was the one who taught us how to do it. And he was just always fascinated by ancient history, things like that, and he just stopped at a farmer's place. He had a tendency of doing that. If there was a big tilled-up farm field or something, he'd ask, hey, can I go look for arrowheads out here? And, people let him in. I remember going with him when I was a kid, and he'd do that with people.
No shit.
Yeah.
How do you find arrowheads?
You
What are you
gotta-
looking for?
When you're looking at the ground, you want to look for a real sharp edge that looks like something busted it off, but you're basically looking for like the edge of the point. So if you can find the edge or like a weird chip that doesn't quite look like it was from farm equipment, odds are it's probably something that was made or crafted.
No shit.
Yeah.
Have you found one yourself that was like a very obvious arrowhead, from back in those days?
Tons of them. My dad had a place in Barroon, and my grandpa was actually out there in a pickup going around with a drag and just working the land over. he waved me over for some reason. I don't remember the reason anymore, but I got about 3 feet from the door of his truck. I look right down at the ground, and there's a perfect quartz arrowhead just sitting there flat looking up at me. I grab it. I kind of giggle. I get to the passenger door of his truck. He asked me to do whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that, but you got to identify what kind of rock this is for me. And I threw it on the seat of his truck. He looks down. He smiles. He looks up at me. He says, you know damn well what that is. I'm like, yeah, I know. And I went and grabbed whatever he was after. And yeah, but when he was a kid, he asked this farmer if he could look on the field and look for arrowheads. And he just kind of was digging around and looking at things. And he ended up finding ash a certain distance down in the field. And he thought that was kind of weird. Well, the deeper he dug, there was still remnants of the posts a little bit. And he started looking at it. Well, next thing you know, they found out that they actually found the whole outline of the fir post based on what was left in the ground from these posts back in the day. And if you go out to the post, they got that big wall there. There's a guy wearing a pith helmet with a real square jaw. Yeah. That's my Uncle Joe. And the dog that's under the table was, if I remember correctly, that was our family's dog, Boo Boo, at the time.
So your family member is as a statue at the fur trading
Not
post?
a statue, but it's like a printed off, like a wallpaper thing, at least the last time I was out there.
Wow, like a canvas thing?
Yeah, it's just on one of the walls in the when you walk in the main place and you go to that big room where they got all the like backpack to show you the weight that they carried and all that. Yeah, that one far wall that shows them rebuilding the post. Yeah, there's my family's on that picture.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of founded it? Your whole family
they helped
got
with
it
and
going?
everything, but it was the state that put it all together. It's just my grandfather found the place because he had kind of an inkling of where it was. Yeah, he was very meticulous, my grandfather. He was very, anything he put his mind to, he did. You can actually look up online right now the Neubauer process, and it explains in detail how to make copper artifacts and things like that. My grandfather could replicate Native American copper stuff down to a T in his basement. He did it for fun. He'd anneal it in his wood stove, and then he'd go bang on an anvil and make a replica spear point.
Damn.
I'm not kidding you.
That is wild.
Well, he showed that and had his friend document it, and this one college professor was like, nah, the Native Americans poured their shit in the molds that they carved out of wood. And my grandpa's like, bullshit. You can't get a wood fire hot enough to melt copper, you dumb shit. And the guy responded with, well, I don't think the natives had like vice grips and clamps and tongs and hammers. So my grandpa, being the stubborn, ornery prick he was, he went out and he took a swath of tree limb and he split it a little ways down the middle to make tongs because that shit always holds a little bit of squeeze if you just split it a little ways.
Yep.
And he found himself a rock and a bigger rock. And by God, he sat down there and they documented him pounding with rocks and a wood tong, and he laid out a nice piece of copper. Looks just like the artifacts you can find. Just
Unreal.
To be a prick. Yep, just to be a prick, just to prove this guy wrong. So needless to say, that college professor lost his job. Yep. All of his papers were not validated, but you can look up on Google right now. The Neubauer process is a valid thing.
Damn.
Not shitting you.
Could you imagine, Sam, just getting drunk as shit, just recreating Native American Indian artifacts
Well,
down
that's
in
the
your
weirdest
basement?
part. My grandpa
Dude,
didn't
that
drink
sounds like a good time.
At all?
barely.
So like this was what he did for fun. Was just like, hey, let's just go find some shit.
Dude, he was a stubborn, ornery prick. He'd cut down trees. He'd dig the stumps out by hand.
What?
Yeah.
Like dig out the roots?
Yeah. Dude, he would dig a fucking circle around the stump and dig under the roots and shit so he could hack the roots off and then yank the stump out with a truck.
What the fuck, really?
Like, yeah, dude. He was one of the most driven dudes I ever seen, and if you got on his bad side, he would do what he needed to prove your ass wrong. He was a fun dude. Like
That is wild.
Oh, yeah.
And imagine if he did drink. Then what?
And then he got ornery.
He'd be unstoppable.
Well, I'd assume. But no, it was like he was very driven. He was dedicated to a lot of things, and yeah, if he knew that he could prove somebody wrong, he'd be damn sure to do it.
Well, sounds like my fiance.
Yeah, I get that.
Shout out.
Shout out. Shout out.
If she made it this long in the episode, to hear a little shout out.
Well, yeah, that's the first good shout out he's given since I've been listening.
No, in early days, she used to sponsor the episodes when she was doing real estate. She used to sponsor all the episodes. not all of them, but a few of them with like she'd buy us a bottle or whatever. This is back when we only had audio for the pod, and she would just bring us like a bottle of some. We just get shit canned, recorded a couple episodes in my basement, and then, you know, shout her out for it or whatever.
Dude, you look good with a mullet and a pair of big sunglasses. You need to work
Thank
that
you.
in this summer.
I kind of like the idea of that. I don't think I can grow my hair out long, but, you know.
Well, just remember, because you're balding on top, you can wear a hat and still have a mullet.
That is true, actually. My hair does on the top of my head doesn't grow that fast. My facial hair, I feel like, grows really fast, but the hair on top of my head don't grow that fast.
Dude, my facial hair is slower than dirt, dude.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Sam, you should get a mullet.
Dude, the thing about, like, because I ripped the long hair from 9th grade to, like, last October. The way my hair works, a mullet would make me look so fucking stupid. And all I have is my hair, bro. Like, that is my trait that I love more than anything.
Yeah.
And I just can't fuck it up.
Right.
Dude, I don't blame you. You have one of the thickest heads of hair I've seen in person. Like, that is crazy.
You know, that's one of the nicest compliments that anyone's ever given me, and I thank you for that. And I'm going to take a shot in your honor.
Thank you. Is that the natural color?
Yes, sir.
Damn, dude, I wish I had hair that thick. I can't see even a quarter inch into that hairline.
I'm graying like a motherfucker, though.
Oh, you're
Where?
telling me, dude.
Dude,
My
no,
hair
the
is
grays
going
are hit.
gray.
I'm 22.
Dude, graying's better than balding.
That's one thing that I've thought about that makes me feel a lot better about it. At least I can dye my hair.
You don't even have to. You know how many women like that salt and pepper shit nowadays?
Yeah, but I feel like you have to be like 45 for that to work. If
Yeah,
you're
just-
22, they're like, the fuck is wrong with you?
It just means they can buy it earlier. Pre-release.
True that. Can't disagree.
Pre-release.
So for any of you ladies looking for a little salt and pepper, man, hit me up.
That's right.
Sam_Chris Snapchat.
What's the most trouble that you ever gotten into with your parents here, Jay?
You know, I was actually thinking about that when you guys were going through that. And I don't really have much to say on that because, like, I was just shocked by so many of you fucking up so early, I guess I could say.
Yeah.
Like, you to get a minor at 15, dude, cheers to you. That's pretty goddamn impressive. Because, I mean, I was fucking... Christ, I've been drinking in bars since I was, like, 50. I've been drinking in bars since that age, dude.
Yeah, but Wisconsin's a different place.
I didn't say they were all in Wisconsin.
Dude, I was at 15. At 15, I was fucking eating cheese crackers and playing Uno on a fucking Friday. I was not out getting drunk.
Really? See, here's the thing, though. I feel like I worked a full-time job from the time that I was, like, 8 to 10 years old, basically. Like, growing up at Wings and working on the farm there, I was working all the time. So anytime that I got, like, a chance to, like, relax and hang out, I just, like, went all out. And I feel like that has aged me a lot because now, like, at being 26, I feel like my relax is like a real relax, like
Right.
like old man relax.
Yeah, like
right.
when you can just pass out on the couch without any liquor in you whatsoever. Like
Yes.
just because the TV's on and you're tired of the noise, you just fall asleep on the couch and it feels good.
Right. I think the most trouble that I ever got in from my parents is when I was like 16, I think it was. My dad found marijuana in my room.
Ooh.
And he lost it. He went absolutely apeshit.
So how'd he catch you? Go over the whole story. I want to hear it.
I need to hear this.
So I'm actually I had a buddy stay the night, and I went to bring him home in the morning because I had my license and he didn't. So I was just fresh 16, and I drove my buddy to his place, and my dad calls me as I'm on my way back home. He's like, "Hey, where are you at?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm on my way back home." He's like, "Oh, okay, stop up at Wings." I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And it was like a Saturday or Sunday or whatever. It was just like, it was one of those off days that I didn't have to work.
Didn't see it coming.
Did not
nothing.
see it coming. I walked in the door and I had a Deal or No Deal, like the card game. And I had this little, like a gray suitcase, like what they did in the game. Like it was a number on the front and you open it and it was the game on the inside. And I actually I had hollowed it out. Like I took all the insert for it out completely. And I had like a pipe in there, some stuff to clean a pipe, a little pill bottle with some stuff in there.
The full starter kit.
Oh yeah, basically the full starter kit, and it was sitting on the bar right in Wings, and there's customers in there, and it was just sitting there, and he's sitting right at the bar right when you walk in, and he looks at me, he's like, "Why don't you have a seat?" And he pulls out
Why don't
the
you have
chair.
a seat? I'm Chris Hansen.
Basically, but that was the vibe. He pulls the seat, and my stomach immediately dropped, and I'm just like, "Oh shit!" Right? And I see people come walking up the path to come into the door, and I'm like, "Do you want me to move this?" He's like, "Nope, you can leave it there." I'm like, "Oh no!" Right? So now customers walk in, and I'm sitting there, and I'm start tearing up because I'm like, I'm gonna get my fucking ass kicked right here in front of everyone, and that which didn't happen ever, but these customers walk in, and it's this older guy, one of the members at Wings, and he looks at my dad, looks at the counter, sees all the marijuana stuff spread out on the counter.
You gonna finish that?
He picks up the pill bottle, smells it. It's pretty good stuff. Sets it back down. I see you guys have some business you need to attend to. Chad, I'm gonna go on, whatever. He gets set up, he leaves, and then my dad was like, "Hey, I'm obviously not okay with this. I want you to call every single one of our family members, and I want you to tell them what I found."
No fucking way.
You're shitting
swear
me,
to
like,
God.
he made you
Dude,
go through the
no
whole
way.
Rolodex.
I swear to God, I called.
Oh my God, dude.
I called my grandparents on both sides. I called aunts and uncles. And it was crazy. I called my mom because my parents are divorced at the time.
Oh my God.
I called my mom. The worst was calling my grandma. I can't remember which one it was, but I remember being just devastated. Calling her, I'm like, "Hey, grandma, Dad found marijuana in my room, and I have to call and tell you." And she starts bawling on the phone. It's like, "Why? Why do you need that?"
That is one of the best
my
stories
God.
I've ever heard in my life.
Dude, it was devastating. And I remember him at the time, I was dating this girl, and he's like, "You need to call her parents." And I'm like, "I am not doing that." I was like, "I will do anything. I will leave. I will move out. I will run away from home if you make me call her parents." I was like, a 16-year-old kid, that's everything. And I'm like, that's all I got left. That's all I got left. If you make, I'm not going to call them. I'm not calling her parents.
That's the hill you were gonna die on.
Dude, I
That was
thought
the line
my
I
dad
drew.
was a hard ass. Holy fuck.
And this was like early spring too. I want to say it was like March, April. And I spent probably until July or August painting the buildings around the farm because that was like my punishment. My dad didn't know that I could text message or like Snapchat off of my iPod Touch, but he took away my phone for the whole summer. As a kid, I'm like, shit, that sucks. Thank God I had that iPod Touch because I could still like communicate with people at night. But like, dude, it
Roped him
sucked.
into helping you paint like Huck Finn. You could have been a modern age Huck Finn.
I had to stand out there on my own. Thank God he had a paint spray or backpack thing. So like I would just fill this thing full up of paint, and I'm afraid of heights, which sucks. And I had to climb up on this like 20-foot tall ladder. And I'm just like shaking the entire time I'm spraying these buildings green. And I'm just like, this is like the worst punishment I can think of. It was terrible. Dude, definitely life changing. I didn't ever touch any of that for well into college. I honestly didn't even really do it my first year of college. It was like well into 20 years old probably was the next time.
So it
that I
worked.
ever even touched
It
it.
worked.
It basically worked, yeah. I mean, I was more so just terrified of the repercussions because I'm like, damn, that sucks spending that whole summer painting shit. I hated that.
Dude, isn't it crazy though when you're a kid, like you were saying earlier, because my parents didn't just let me run wild. So when I had freedom, I took advantage of it. And you don't know when you're ever going to get it again.
Right.
And like I remember, so I guess I was lying. When I was 15, I was not that innocent. But when I was 15, we would buy Swisher Sweets, the filtered cigars. You ever have like the cherry ones or the grape ones?
Yes. Oh yeah, loved them.
Dude, me and my buddy Ryan Gamick, sorry to call you out, we would go in his backyard and we would just smoke 3 in a row.
Back to back, just chain smoke the Swisher cigars.
Because we would go to the back of the corner of his backyard. We would go, because we would wait all night for our opportunity to do this. You know, it's like when you're a kid, we would plan our whole night about when we could throw a chew in.
Right.
That was like the biggest deal. So we'd just go back, power smoke 3 cigars, run inside, steal a beer maybe. I miss those days when everything was just so intense. You thought if you get caught, the world's over, but it was just worth it at the same time.
Well, it felt like James Bond getting away with it.
Dude, yes.
Yeah.
So my parents, when I was young, when I actually started smoking weed before I started drinking, which seems to be the opposite for most people.
In this county, yes.
And my parents, they thought I was out drinking at my friend's house. So they would call me at like 9 in the morning if they knew I was at my buddy's house. And they'd be like, hey, you want to come get breakfast with us? And my sister told me later, or like a couple of times after this happened, she told me that they do that to see if I'm hungover.
Oh,
but I was just getting high. I'd wake up, feel like a champion. They'd be like, hey, you want to go to breakfast? I'd be like, damn right, I want to go to breakfast.
Let me pregame.
That's funny.
I got a similar story to that happened to my old man, and this did involve alcohol. We have a yearly party for one of our friends that passed. And I was out there. I was driving a 71 Newport, one of the only cars I can actually sleep in the back of. And I got just hammed. I drove home the next morning, after a night's sleep and all that. I mean, the sun came up. I helped him clean up. I went home. Pull in the yard. I'm like, okay, the dog isn't running around. The old man might still be asleep. All of a sudden, the dog is sniffing my leg. She didn't bark at me. She just started sniffing my leg. I turn around. I'm like, oh, shit. Walk in the house. I sit down on the couch. And the old man loved fucking with me and my friends when he knew we were hungover. Because God bless my parents. They were always honest with me. They told me the parties they had, the shit they did when they were young. And they told me it when I was young. And to any parents out there, this is the best advice I can give you. I'm not a parent myself, but the way I look at it is be honest with your kids. Don't try to act like a saint in front of them. The best thing my parents did for me was to be honest. Tell me everything they did, and I learned from that. And it got me through. Happy about that.
Yeah,
but
for sure. No, I would agree with that. My dad was really transparent with that kind of shit when I was a kid too. But talk about partying or whatever, but then being completely honest, from the standpoint of saying like, hey, yeah, this is cool and this is a lot of fun and whatever, but like, this is what could have gone wrong, or this is why I wouldn't do it this way or whatever, and you can kind of learn from their mistakes a little bit.
I think my folks were kind of waiting for me to fuck up. Somehow I managed to get through it. I think it's because every time my old man took me and my mom anywhere for dinner, he took me on every back road imaginable. Like, hey, if you want to go to this restaurant, that's great. Here's a great way to get home if you've been drinking.
show you the ropes.
Yeah. And
show you the back road.
A seasoned vet.
Yeah, like I
driving
love
home
my
drunk.
parents. That man, literally the best story I heard from him is when he went to Wisconsin to the Rendezvous when a man named Joey owned it. I'm not going to use his last name. I don't know if he's still around or not, but he walks up. He says, Joey, it's my birthday. He says, Bob, you finally 21? He says, no, 18, Joey. He says, God damn it, Bob, you've been drinking here for 3 years. You're finally 18? Yep. Because 18 was the drinking age back then, that old prick. He got away with that shit. But, no, I showed up that day after that party, and I didn't tell the old man that my buddy hopped in my car because I left the keys in it. It was whipping shitties, ran over a drag and, tore some straps and shit loose from the underside. The taillight didn't work, all these things. I lay on the couch. The old man's reading the paper. The only time I ever saw my old man read the paper was when me or my friends were drunk and at the house.
So it was kind of your telltale sign, like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. So I just walk in, I lay on the couch. The old man's like, I'll buy you McDonald's breakfast. You drive. No, man, that probably ain't the best idea. He says, you can buy me breakfast. I'll put it down and I'll keep it down. But I ain't going to drive. He looks at me, why? Still get a whiskey ticket this morning? I looked him right in the eyes. I'm like, probably. Like, I was just always honest with my parents. That's the thing to you kids listening. Be honest with your damn parents. They appreciate that shit. They do. I mean, honestly, if you try to lie to them, they'll be more pissed off you lied because they know the truth already.
True.
Yeah.
Just tell them it flat out. Yes, I got fucked up last night. I did some shit last night. Yes, I'm right here.
It's just tough because it just depends on the parents. Because like my parents put me in a position where I had to lie about everything, where I was staying, where I was that night, who I was with, everything.
Did you have any siblings though that tried the honesty route?
Well, I had one younger sibling who was just as bad as I was, so we were just kind of riding the same boat. And then once I got old enough, it turned into more of a don't ask, don't tell, and we're not going to try to get to the bottom of what you're doing until you get in trouble. So, like, as long as my grades were fine and I always had a job, like, they didn't question me. Just, you know, if I went out with my friends, when I was 18, 17, my parents wouldn't be on me, but before that, it was warfare at my house. I had to lie about everything.
No shit.
That sucks.
Like, see, I never tried to hide anything from my folks because I just wanted to see what the punishment was going to be. Sorry, I wasn't worried about the punishment. I mean, I was an only child in a house that burnt wood and shit. And I mean, you go out on the weekends, you cosplay, whatever. But I've had so much fun with my old man with his lackadaisical ways, and I respected that. That's the problem is as a kid, I've found out that if a kid doesn't respect the fact that their parents give them the freedom that they have, you're going to end up with a bad kid.
Yeah.
But if the kid understands that freedom because you've been open with them and told them what their parents let them get away with, dude, I have stories that I cannot tell on the air right now that are just phenomenal stories from my family. And I give them the utmost credit. We're a weird bunch. We always have been. And we always know the outliers in society. Like, I can't go to the cities because people like me don't fit in.
I totally get what you're saying.
Because, like, I'm open. I speak my mind. I have no problem with anybody of any race, color, or creed. I don't give a shit. If you can tolerate a joke, I'm your best friend. If you can't, I don't want to ever see you again.
I can agree with that.
Well, I figure it should be the mentality everybody has. You know, just leave everybody alone. If something offends you, move on. I mean, I'm so hard to offend. Hell, you and Tyler dressed up as Girl Scouts today and sold fucking cookies. And people are getting offended over fucking tweets.
Yeah.
There's 7 magic cards that are banned for being racist, for fuck's sakes. But, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, where are we getting at?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean,
we're just becoming very sensitive.
It's
Very
not
sensitive
even,
as
we're
people.
becoming stupid.
Hot take.
That's
But I
my
don't
hot take.
disagree.
Stupidity is going to kill the world.
I
Stupid
agree.
people are like crazy people. They don't know they're nuts.
I think we got to do hot takes with Jay.
I think we gotta.
Oh, that would actually be fun. Just like little blurbs for the online thing. Like not a podcast.
Have
thing,
you
but
seen
just
our
like-
hot takes?
No,
You haven't seen it?
I don't even know where to find it.
You're in for a treat,
Dude,
brother.
I'm technologically illiterate. I've watched like every podcast you motherfuckers have ever put out, but I'm so terrible with tech.
All right, we'll show you. We gotta. I mean, we're running kind of long here. We'll end it here, but
We have a tendency of doing that when I sit down.
Yeah, no shit. Hey, well, thanks for coming on again, man. I
Thank
appreciate
you for
it.
having me,
Yeah,
brother.
nice
I
appreciate
love
it.
this. Nice to meet you too. This has been great, dude. Been great.
Hell yeah, well, let's wrap her up.
Thanks for listening to On Tap with the Boys. Be sure to follow us on social media and stay updated. Tune in next week for another episode about Tyler's problems.
I could feel it myself. But
We had good